What is going on, guys? Riley from Strung Lacrosse here, and today we'll be doing a custom string video. Today is July 5th. Yesterday was Independence Day, so the Maverick Centric came out. I know people were freaking out over the ECD carbon shafts with the limited edition USA release. There was actually an incident when I went to go get my Centric. That was interesting, but I'm not going to talk about that on here. But yeah, it's the day after Independence Day. I hope everyone enjoyed the fireworks and everything else that was going on. I hope everyone was safe, of course, and I hope that everyone just enjoyed the day. So just before we get into things, I recently just put out the 10th installment of custom stringing. I hope you guys are enjoying them so far. So luckily, I had a bunch of orders to get through over the past few days, so I already have enough for a second video, or not a second video, in fact, the 11th video, or installment, should I say, of this series. So the amount of business that's going on right now is really awesome. So thank you everyone who is getting something strung by me or buying ahead or doing a trade. I know I say I don't do trades, but sometimes there are some offers that I can't pass up, such as blade OGs and stuff like that. But generally I don't do trades. So yeah, that's just a little side note anyway. It's not really that important. But before we get into it, I have a bunch of heads to sell and string for you guys. I will be putting up videos over the next couple of days about them. That's what I've been doing lately, and it seems to be working really well. I haven't put one up in the past 2 days. Like I said, I've been stringing a lot, so I don't want to just keep backloading all this work. I have 2 more heads to do, an RP3X that's being traded for a NAS 2, and an Alpha that's being strung in return for another person stringing ahead for me. So that's Zone 1 strings, if anyone cares. But yeah, so that's what's going on right now. Just to preface, I think preface is the right pronunciation, I'm not sure. Preface, just to preface, I gave up. Anyway, that was just stuff to talk about before we get into things. It's just 2 minutes in the front. I hope no one minds, but let's just get into it now. So up first, we have Spencer's Brian Blueprint X with String King Type 2S. So this is arguably the hardest head I've ever strung, just because of the inconvenient, should I say, sidewall holes, and the fact that I've been stringing with Hero so much lately that the elasticity and stretchiness of the mesh on Hero makes it really easy to channel, and then when you go back to String King, it's sort of harder because you can't do as many pulls. So the sidewalls on this head are just very inconsistent. It's weird. It's like a Clutch 2X or Clutch X sort of that doesn't know what it's supposed to be doing. It doesn't know how to be strung. If that's even possible, but it's a weird head. So when I was sent it, I looked at it. I was like, all right, I should be able to do this no problem. And then I started actually getting into it and noticed that sidewall holes were like exactly where I didn't need them and not where I needed them. So I ended up working around with some stuff. This took me so many restringings. So this was actually the most recent head I did. It tore up my fingers, but I got it to a point of where I think it's going to be the way that the customer wants it. Unfortunately, he was not very specific with whip or hold or anything. He just asked for placement and shooter setup. So hopefully this is how he wants it, but he got 2 heads, so maybe the other one's exactly the way he wants it. But yeah, this was String King Type 2S. It's white all around. Just a nice mid-low, pretty much. It's going to shift down there. It's going to sit here. So nothing crazy by any means. Getting a nice pocket in this was really hard. And now here's the channel. So nothing crazy. I didn't want to overdo anything. This head, if you try to channel it too hard, it's going to pull in itself. Like it's going to start to pinch. And I didn't want to damage the head, of course. So it was a tough head to string. It took a lot more time than it should have, but I hope it's the way that he wants it. So yeah, this is Spencer's Brian Blueprint X with String King Type 2S. So up next is Spencer's Brian Clutch High School. I believe it's the first clutch. Yeah, it has the. So this is just a Clutch High School with ECD Hero Mesh, black striker version for anyone who cares. Done with Hero strings. He supplied the materials on this one. I supplied the materials on the last one. So they're Hero strings. He asked for a mid-low on this as well. It's a mid-low. It's going to shift up just a little. Nothing crazy. A mid-pocket pretty much. It's going to shift low a little. Not really high. But very happy with how this came out. I'm really, really loving Hero. It's stringing up really nice. So there's a channel shot. There's a side shot. I'm just very happy I've been enjoying stringing Hero very much. So I did just a single top string, no triangles or anything, just because the top string, or the top string holes, should I say, on the clutch aren't large enough to fit a triangle with the Hero strings. So I ended up just doing a I don't know what, a 6-point top string or whatever. I think people have called it that before. But it's protected as usual, and I think it'll work out fine regardless. So I really like how this one came out versus the other. I think the pocket's really, really nice. And I'm really impressed with Hero, and I actually just put in a decently large order of it so I can keep offering it to you guys, and also because of a lot of the heads here are actually with Hero, I'm seeing the demand for it. So yeah, Spencer, there are your 2 heads. I hope you like them. Up next, we have Jose. I believe that's how I'm supposed to pronounce his name. Jose's Warrior Nas X. This is the Nas that I had from a little while ago. It's a little is being a little generous. It's decently warped. I got it from another guy, so I put a face-off pocket in it for him. I by accident knotted all of the sidewall holes instead of leaving them regular. But they're pushed to the outside, so hopefully they don't get in the way. If they do, there's enough extra string to go through and fix it. But there's only so much life left in this head, and he knows that. So Jose, here's your Warrior Nas X with all white strings. It's with ECD Hero Mesh, of course, or as the other one was, and it turned out really, really nice. So since the head's starting to, just to discuss what happens when I string heads that are warped or warping, I generally push the sidewalls to the outside as to avoid over-channeling, so that I can do a similar pocket to what I usually offer on that head. So for example, if you strung up the sidewall like I usually do, which is on the top of the rail, tight and locked in there, and it sort of is, it's just starting to lean off a little, but I usually do right on the side rail. With this one, it's a little bit more to the outside so that the ball isn't going to get caught when coming down this channel. But I'm very happy with how this came out. I think it's going to be really, really awesome, and I can't wait to hear what he thinks of it. So Jose, here is your Warrior Nas X with Hero. Up next, we have, let's see, we have Matt. Let's see which one. I believe, nope, that's EJ's. There are a lot of heads sitting on the floor right now. Crap. I think Matt, I hope that these are yours. Yeah, these are yours. So up next, we have Matt's Warrior Evo 4 with String King Type 2S. All wet materials all around, single string, doubled up nylon, 1 shooter, both on the 9-diamond rows. So just gave him pretty much the pocket I suggest on Evo 4s. Very, very nice. He actually sent this strung. I posted a video of it on Instagram before I had restrung it, and he sent it like that so I could get an idea of how he likes his pockets to work. So I ended up doing this one, and it's very similar. You can just throw very, very, at least for me personally, it was like this with the other head, or with the other string, but you're able to just follow through as hard as you want and just really start to put some heat on it. And you can do the same with this, so I hope he really likes it. So up next is another head, actually, for Matt. It's a Nike Lakota U with ECD Hero Mesh with an HSL colorway, and the pocket that I suggest most for Lakota U's. So I used the Lakota U for a little bit. This is the actual pocket that I used. I used it my freshman year. It's really nice. I like it quite a bit. I've always been a fan of this pocket, and it's interesting to see how it strings up with Hero Mesh. So it's a gray 9-diamond protected top with a Carolina triangle, a doubled up gray nylon, 2 Carolina shooters, Carolina sidewall. All the SIs and SSKs are knotted. At first, I didn't have them like that, but I decided it's probably best to keep them as such, and then gray in the throat. Very, very nice. I'm very happy with it. So there's a face shot, there's a side shot, there's a channel shot. This pocket's amazing. It's always worked very well for me. If there is too much whip, this is usually what I do with heads. I always put it in the shooter setup I think will work. If there's too much whip, just usually removing the lowest shooter fixes everything. If there's not enough whip, then that usually doesn't happen, but I've had it happen a few times, which is always interesting. usually just requires modifying the shooter setup, which is nice because I know some people don't know or want to mess with sidewall patterns and stuff. Or modifying bottom strings is one way, but that's sometimes can come into legality issues if done improperly. But anyway, Matt, here is your Nike Lakota U. I really hope I'm talking about the right person's head right now, a name combination. But yeah, Matt, here's your head, and I hope you like your Evo 4 as well. Up next, we have Dennis's Nike CEO with String King Type 2S. So I did the face-off pocket that I offer, or that I do for most people. All white, all around, single string, nylon 2 shooters, just all on 10 diamond row. White shooter in the throat, and a nice, pretty much mid pocket that can shift a little lower, or can shift low so the ball doesn't get caught on faces. But and a really gorgeous channel. I really love the channel that I get on these. So same thing, if there's too much whip, just remove the lowest shooter, but I'm very happy with how this came out. While I offer this, or while I suggest this for anyone who does face-offs, this exact pocket, it can be used by a field player with no issue. I found it to work for both, so it's good to know that this pocket's interchangeable for different positions, or different uses of the same position, because face-off and face-off midfielder, they generally are similar. So anyway, or at least they can be. So this is Dennis's Nike CEO. It's one of the red ones that I picked up and have been selling. I have one more left, but I think it's right there. Yeah, right there. But it's selling sooner. It should be. But yeah, this is the one that Dennis got. He is trading it for a Blade OG, I believe. So which is a hard thing for me to pass up. So yeah, Dennis, here's your head. I hope you like it. It'll be going out soon. Up next, we have EJ's. Yeah, so EJ is a return customer, which is always nice. It's a good feeling when you get a message or a package in the mail and you know it's from someone that you've done a head for before. Because knowing that they've not only used something from you but have decided to use another head from you, it's a good feeling to know that you're doing something right. So anyway, here is EJ's Warrior Burn with ECD Hero Mesh. All white, all around, single string around, 6 connection, because I think, yeah, these two top string holes right here aren't large enough to fit triangles through, but it's still going to work really nice. A nylon on the first 10 diamond row, 2 straight shooters on the next 10 diamond rows. A nice, I was supposed to replicate, and I think I did a pretty good job of replicating a pocket that on an Optic U that I sold him. I ended up using an extremely similar sidewall pattern, and even did tie-offs in the same areas and stuff. So I think it's going to work very similarly to the head that he asked me to replicate. Since this is a high school spec head, it's starting, or it's not, it shifts a little higher just because of the pinch, but it's still going to be able to go down low like he had it on the Optic. I think it's going to work really well. I think it has a gorgeous channel. Just a very nice pocket. I'm very happy with how it came out, and I hope that he is too. So EJ, I will be sending this out as soon as possible. Up next, we have Dylan's Carolina Scx Superpower. All white, all around. Single string, doubled up with a triangle. Single nylon, 2 white shooters, white in the throat. Yeah, this is a head that I'm trading. He has a Nas 2, so I'm getting 2 Nas 2 and a Blade OG. I think that those are the only trades going on here. Others are just customers. But yeah, so here is Dylan's Scx Superpower. I'm very happy with how this came out. It's with String King Type 2S. He needed it to be face-off friendly, and I didn't want to, since he asked for more of a mid-low type pocket, so it's going to sit like mid-low. Since he asked for that, I didn't want to overdo the channel. I found putting channels on mid-low pockets is a lot more challenging, because if you overdo it, then you get a ton of whip and then the ball comes out too early, but if you don't do it enough, then you have very low hold. So trying to find the balance on that was interesting, but I think I got it. If there are any problems, I can, of course, offer him other patterns to replace it. But yeah, Dylan, here is your Scx Superpower. I hope you like it. Yeah. So up next, I'm trying to make sure that I got, yeah, there's one left. Finally, we have Colin. Yeah, so Colin, here is Colin's Warrior Nas X with ECD Hero Mesh. It's a white single string all around, 2 white shooters on the 9 diamond rows, just a regular bottom string in the throat. Oh, actually, so I should show you guys this. I ended up going a little bit, doing a few extra loops and stuff on this. I really like how it worked though, so I'm pretty happy with that. I just like doing little details because you get to a point, this is just a little rant, I'll show off the pocket while I talk about it. You get to a certain point where you can pretty much do the majority of pockets with no issue. So you want to start focusing on the details. All the little things is what pretty much what you have to focus on to be able to put yourself above others class-wise when it comes to stringing. Like, a lot of people do this exact pocket, this exact pattern on the sidewall. It's not the mainly mesh pattern for anyone wondering. It's a slightly modified one that I know like Chesapeake Stringing and a few of my friends use because it works really well for face-offs. But you get to a point of where you need to be able to have details put you above the rest so that they choose you when stringing. So, for example, actually I don't really have a good example. Pretty much you'll have like one person and another person, they can both string the exact same pocket, but one of them will have more finesse. So if you don't really care about that and you're just going to go beat the crap out of it and you don't really pay attention to all the details, then it really doesn't matter for you. Just go wherever you really feel like. But if you want one that's going to like have the extra little loop around or the really tight knots or something like that, then that's something that I suggest to stringers who are trying to put themselves, like get themselves out there and be picked over others when it comes to getting a string job. So just the details are what it comes down to. That's really important. But yeah, Colin, here is your Blue Warrior Nas X. Colin bought this from me. So I hope you like it. It's the face-off pocket, just like the other one. I knotted this one as well, which I hope doesn't prove to be an issue. But if it is, of course, it can be fixed. But yeah. Colin, here's your Warrior Nas X. So I think that's it. I think those are all the heads for the video. 17 minutes isn't too long of a video. I hope it isn't at least. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you liked seeing all these heads. Be sure to comment below which one's your favorite. Be sure to contact me if you're interested in getting a head strung or anything like that. And until next time, guys, thank you for watching. Have a nice day.